Does it require that all the trust funds that have committees built for them, that they all progress together, or can they do things individually? So can the committee on Social Security have success and get through to a vote, but maybe Medicare and the Highway Trust Fund doesn't?
Yeah, that's a really good question. They proceed separately. So any qualifying trust fund has its own committee. That's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, I think that it's you never know how the dynamic is going to work on any particular committee and whether it's going to achieve success or not. And so in some ways, it's good to be able to have committees focusing on separate things and moving forward. At the same time, I think one of the drawbacks of that approach is that if you're dealing with the Social Security Old Age and Survivors Fund and the Social Security Disability Fund as two different things, they are by law two different things, but we usually think of it as one combined program. You know, you would have to somehow reconcile the plans to make sure that the two committees weren't drawing on revenues that would compete with each other, for example, or making cuts that might compete with each other. Same thing is true with Medicare, because this does not apply to Medicare Part B, because Medicare Part B never goes insolvent because it has an automatic draw on the Treasury. So you're just dealing with Medicare Part A here. And before you ask your next question, which would probably be, Bob, can these be gimmicked? The answer is yes.
I think you're in my brain.
Well, just to expedite, move things along here, it's fair to ask, could these committees come up with plans that were just gimmicks? And the answer is yes, they could. And that's not an excuse for not doing them. It doesn't, they might come up with very good plans, and I think it's worth a shot to do that, to see what they come up with. Hypothetically, if a committee were to come up with a plan that was just totally gimmicked, just like, oh, let's just declare, Congress will pass a law saying that Social Security is permanently solvent.
I think the beneficiaries might have a problem with that.
Yeah,
in about
or
10, 15 years.
turn Part A of Medicare into the same funding type of as you have with Part D or Part B, which is just 75% of the expenses are going to be paid by general revenues. So get over it. That would be a gimmick. That would not be a good idea, and the Concord Coalition would oppose the bill. But you see, I draw a distinction between the mechanism setting up this process, this opportunity to come up with rational solutions for these trust funds, and the actual bills that would be produced. And I think members of Congress should draw that distinction as well. I mean, you get opposition to this because people are putting up all sorts of scary things. Oh, this is going to mean cuts for Medicare. Well, no, it doesn't. It just sets up a procedure. And, so and you get the other side that would say, no, this is just an excuse to raise taxes. I think it's not an excuse. It is a good opportunity to enhance the fiscal stability of programs that all Americans like and rely on, and that have an uncertain fiscal future.